Every partnership, as I said, is different, and this partnership had its ups and downs. Ngobi was lucky to have 2 partners during the course of this program, as did one other partnership as well. But literally, I had the situation where a partner literally phoned me up on the one day and said, I can't continue, and the very next day was Flawless Consulting. So we do 3 training programs during the course of this program. We start off with Time to Think, then it's Flawless Consulting, and then it's community building. And it's really important that both the partner and the principal do those courses together. And here I was faced with the fact that Ngobi didn't have a partner to do her Flawless Consulting with the next day. And I just had to scramble and find somebody to be her partner. And so I turned to someone who I knew had done Time to Think, so tick, that didn't matter. And I was like, are you able to be a partner? And can you start tomorrow? And he literally had to drop everything and start the very next day. And so Matthew, your willingness to literally drop everything and dive into the partnership at a moment's notice is really appreciated. Your care and concern for the children and the teachers, your drive to do something to make a difference, made a difference. Ngobi, soft with a determined streak, ever grateful for the opportunities and offers that came your way during this year, and bright, shining eyes when you speak about your partner. You light up when you talk about your experience and the friends and the networks that you have grown as a result of being with PFP. Ngobi and Matthew.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're going to do it slightly differently. Ngobi's going to speak, I'm going to speak, and we've got a little video at the end to share with you about our journey together.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. I'm too short. I think that's what I'll do. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Matthew. Okay, good day, ladies and gentlemen. As you have heard my name, I'm Ngobi Ngomalo from Emseni Primary School. And talking about what I've learned or what I've gained from this partnership of PFP. I joined PFP not knowing what I know now. I'm sorry, I've got a cold. I'll keep coughing and coughing, but I will try to contain myself. Okay, when I joined PFP, I didn't know what I know now, but now I know a lot, just through by joining PFP. Grown in management and leadership skills made me to be able to execute my duties without fear in the institution. And the workshops that the PFP has gave us to attend taught me a lot, because it's what I'm practicing in the institution that I'm in. Just to mention a few, during Time to Think, sometimes we just do things because we have to do them. But I've learned that you have to think. And thinking is not just having something that you are saying in your head, but you must look for a correct environment. That is a thinking environment that you must think clearly in it or inside it, and also have different listeners, different kinds of listeners that may listen to you. That's what I learned from Time to Think. and attending a flawless consultation, which taught me the means to consult. You know, when you are at work and you are managing people there, you just say to yourself, okay, I will just say this to someone and say this to some people. But PFP taught me that during consultation, look for a suitable time to consult. Sometimes consultation might not be suitable, so I learned that it's better to consult in times of laughing, talking, instead of consulting during times of war. And it worked for me that way. And to mention another, community building. To build a community, we normally just write letters and say, there will be a parents' meeting, brr, 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 brr. Okay, because a parent know I'm a parent or I'm a guardian, the parent will come to school or a guardian will come to school. But during community building, I learned that you have to do more than that, which is make those community people or those stakeholders or those parents feel that they can take ownership in their children's education by personalizing each and every letter. In each and every letter that you are writing, you just personalize that someone who's reading can say, it talks to me directly. So that's what I learned from community building, and a lot more. So coming to my partner, Matthew Green, brought someone at school, which is Velma, address our staff about trauma. In our schools, most of our learners are traumatized, and we have to deal with that. As you know, a teacher cannot only be a teacher, but she can be a teacher, a social worker, a nurse, a police, and whatever. So whatever that we were addressed by Velma, it helped the educators to deal with trauma in a more sensible way than it was before. Because if you deal with trauma, you get traumatized even yourself through the stories that you hear. But through Velma's address, it became very nurturing to deal with trauma. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, today it's not as it was before at our school through Matthew Green. Let me give Matthew a chance to say something.
Thank you. I'm a big believer in people and relationships. Without people, there's nothing. Empty desks, empty seats in classes, echoey halls, the quiet whirring of machines in offices. Relationships build bridges, foster goodwill, and lubricate the connections between people. Relationships enable and create the space for growth and opportunity, and it'll come as no surprise that my PFP experience is all about people and relationships. I came into my partnership, as you heard, quite unexpectedly. Late one afternoon, I wasn't a partner. The following morning, at the Flawless Consulting training, I met Ngobi for the first time. Through my partnership journey, Ngobi has reminded me the value of patience, humility, and compassion. I've rediscovered the joy of taking a journey without knowing the exact destination. I have grown as a person as a direct result of my PFP journey, and in particular through my association with Ngobi and Emseni Primary School. Thank you. And also, at this stage, thank you to Europe Assistance for enabling the opportunity. I also take away something very valuable from my PFP journey. And for those of you not in the know, a brief background. I've been exploring, researching, and working in the field of human development potential for a very long time. I started early, reading my first self-help book at age 11 to help me get through my parents' divorce. Coming into the PFP experience, my work centered around helping adults in a one-to-one capacity feel better about their emotions. Attending the community of practices, I became acutely aware of how pervasive trauma is in the school society. Time and again, I would hear stories of trauma and how the teaching body didn't know how to deal with it. Trauma affects everyone, from the learners to the parents, the teachers to the admin staff, and ripples out into the community of which the school is center. When we're in a traumatic space, our brain's ability to think is greatly diminished. This means a reduced capacity to learn. And after all, isn't that a big part of what school is about? Learning? I was deeply affected by the stories I heard and set up researching ways to take my adult work and transform it. There were 3 goals. What I did needed to work with children and not just adults. It had to work in groups because children are groups in classes. And it had to be proudly South African to tackle and solve our Rainbow Nation specific problems. Over a period of 8 months, my partner and I experimented, questioned, trialed, researched, debated, and tested how these goals could be met. We worked with many groups of people, including teachers, university students, children, individuals in high-stress jobs, my friend Velma, whom you've heard about, and even fire trauma victims in Knysna. Our success grew slowly and eventually arrived in the form of a model, a process, and a tool for how we structure, store, and represent our inner feeling states. This tool and process is called Shape of Emotion. We now have a tool that is being used by people of all ages, gender, and race, and with it you can turn down the volume and let go of any feeling, any difficult feeling, no matter if it's in the past, like a sadness that a part of your PFP journey is ending, or an anxiety in the future, like having to talk at a PFP celebration. And perhaps even better is that this tool can also be used to turn the volume up of good feelings, like joy and happiness. It is my desire and goal that the Shape of Emotion work, which was inspired by my association with the people in my PFP journey, continue. So in closing, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Ngobi and PFP, for the gift and opportunity of our partnership.